It is a beautiful evening to celebrate our school dedication. My name is Eneida Padro, and I am the proud principal of Oran Roberts Elementary. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight and celebrating with us the dedication of our fantastic new school. I would like to open by recognizing the elected officials and district leadership in attendance today. I ask that they all please stand and allow us to acknowledge them. Elected officials and district leadership, please stand so we can acknowledge you. Thank you. Thank you for your participation tonight. We want to also thank the family of our school's namesake, O.M. Roberts, for traveling across state lines to be here for this occasion. Please stand and let us welcome you. It's a special pleasure to acknowledge our school partner, Jubilee Park and Community Center, Mr. Humann, and his colleagues, Ben Leal, Candace Thompson, Mel Leroy, among others. Thank you so much for being here. Please stand. Thank you for your support. In addition, I would like to take this opportunity to extend our gratitude to the East Dallas Exchange Club and First Southwest for their support this school year. In attendance today is Ms. Carol Town, Marketing Director of Plains Capital, Mr. Hill Feinberg, CEO of First Southwest, and several members of his staff. Please all stand so we can thank you for your partnership. Last, but certainly not least, welcome students, parents, and staff. It's my privilege to work together with you every single day, preparing our scholars for a college-bound future and becoming productive global citizens. Allow me to recognize all of O.M. Roberts staff members. Please stand. Thank you for staying late tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin our program, please stand for the presentation of the flags and the Pledge of Allegiance by the Billy Earl Dade Middle School Leadership Cadet Corps, directed by Sergeant First Class OTHA Stewart.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Sergeant Stewart and Dade Middle School cadets, for joining us today. We are very grateful for your leadership and for being such great role models for our students. Fantastic job. This has been a wonderful year of learning, becoming familiar with our new scholars, new building, and getting to know each other. We've accomplished a lot since August, and we're excited to share some of those experiences with our guests today. We have an amazing program of speakers and entertainment this evening, and you'll soon hear more about how we are working to preserve the legacy of our school's namesake, O.M. Roberts. All of today's speakers make decisions that reflect an outstanding level of commitment to student learning and the positive growth of our community. I'm honored to introduce our first speaker, who I'm proud to call a fellow educator. District 8 Trustee Miguel Solis knows Dallas ISD from the inside out. He has served as a social studies teacher, football and baseball coach, department head, and as a member of a campus instructional leadership team. Following his first year of teaching, he was named Teacher of the Year at Marsh Middle School. We are honored to have him represent our community. Mr. Solis will be followed by our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Mike Miles, whose Destination 2020 is our roadmap to excellence. We are thankful for his leadership and deep commitment to excellence in our classrooms, schools, and district. Together, we will graduate every student college, and workforce ready. Because we know that the foundation for that vision begins in the earliest years of education. We are grateful Superintendent Miles has taken time out from his busy schedule to help celebrate our dedication. But first, please welcome Trustee Miguel Solis.
Bienvenidos, good evening, buenas tardes. Thank you, Principal Padro, for your kind words and for the leadership that you provide this school. Good evening, parents, students, teachers, staff, and community members. Thanks to each of you for sharing in this very special occasion and this very special day. Occasions like this are surely one of the most enjoyable duties of an elected official. Saluting a deserving role model, recognizing a dedicated staff, and looking into the faces of bright, promising students. So it's a privilege to be with you, to see your smiles and delight at the opportunity this school represents to ensure each of its students reaches their dreams. To the family of ORANM Roberts, our warmest wishes go out to you. Like you, we are proud to have his name grace this school. As a reading of his biography confirms, the late O.M. Roberts was a prominent figure in the history of our state. He served as a teacher, a lawyer, a district attorney, a Texas Supreme Court justice, and on January 21st, 1879, he was sworn into office as the 17th governor of the state of Texas. Having taken the reins of the state soon after the Civil War, Governor Roberts faced the challenge of remembering and celebrating Texas's rich history while navigating the waters of Reconstruction and charting a new course for the state and its people. Governor Roberts' challenge and opportunity in 1879 resembles that of the school that we celebrate this very evening. With the demolition of the former building and the construction of this new facility, the leadership of this school and its stakeholders aim to celebrate its history while charting a new course for the children that it serves. The task at hand will not come easy, but together, those of us in this room can ensure its success. To the Roberts community, I wish you the best, and I pledge my service to you in this endeavor. And to the students, I challenge each of you to learn more about Governor Roberts and to strive to emulate his legacy of service to the community. My hope for each of you is that when you reach the highest pinnacle of your success, as college graduates, teachers, attorneys, business leaders, and maybe even governor of Texas, you will look back in pride and say, I am a product of O.M. Roberts Elementary School. Thank you, and have a nice evening.
Well said, Trustee Solis. Thank you for that. Well, it's great to be here. I like to be in any audience, in front of any audience that have students and teachers, staff members, community members, trustees, because it shows that it really does take all the different people to raise and educate children. This is a great building. It's always fun to be in a new building, in a great building. Thanks again to the Roberts family for being here, but also for the legacy of the former governor. Again, it is a great building, but this building is not what will make Oran Roberts Elementary School great. Yeah, it's nice to be here, but 50 years from now, 80 years from now, this building will fade. It will need renovating. It will be, the paint will have been done over several times. It will no longer be new. But I hope it will still have the newest of legacies, a legacy that endures, that remains fresh, and that we can come together and still be proud as we are today of this school. And so I hope for you the Wizard of Oz hope. And that's for the students, the community, and for the staff. For the students, I hope that you will have the intelligence and learn everything you need to do in order to be college and career ready. When you leave this school, that you'll be ready for the next level. The intelligence of the scarecrow. For the community, I hope you will have the heart and the compassion and the sympathy, as you have today, to remain a supporter of our kids here in the neighborhood and the kids in the district. To treat them with compassion, to volunteer, to do as you have done, Walt and others, in supporting the growth of the school, the opening of the school, to continue with that as we move along. And if the school should face any challenges, that you'd be there for the kids. And then for the staff, I wish you the courage that it will take to give the best education possible for all of our kids. It's a tough job being a teacher, a staff member in education these days, and it takes courage and commitment, and I hope you will have the same courage and commitment 10 years from now as you've had today or this past year. That's the Wizard of Oz hope, and I hope the whole community will look at all those parts and say, we will stand together and be committed to give the kids the best education possible and keep the legacy of Oran Roberts going. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Solis and Superintendent Miles, for those encouraging and inspiring words. We appreciate your thoughtful representation of our schools and your dedication to excellence for every Dallas ISD student. You might call our next speaker our man at City Hall. Dallas City Councilman Adam Madrano is a lifetime resident of this community and a Dallas ISD graduate. He served the Dallas ISD Board of Trustees for 3 terms before his election last June to represent our community as councilman. As a staff member of the city's Park and Recreation Department, he has made important contributions to education and youth services. We are proud of his accomplishments and pleased that he has made time to be here today. Councilman Madrano will be followed by Walt Humann, the founding chairman of the Jubilee Park and Community Center, which has done such great work in this area and for our school. Our families know Jubilee Park as a place where people care about education, nutrition, physical fitness, and community safety. Whenever our school has called Jubilee for assistance, which has been quite a few times, Mr. Humann and Jubilee staff have always responded generously. We can't thank him enough, and I'm delighted that he's here today. Please help me welcome Council Member Adam Madrano, who will be followed by Mr. Walt Humann.
Good evening. It's great to see everybody here this evening. But before I begin, I definitely would like to acknowledge our Dallas County Commissioner, Dr. Teresa Daniel. Would you please stand up? Who's also a former DISD employee. So now she's our county commissioner. Thank you for being here. And thank you for inviting me back. Luckily, you guys didn't forget about me. But definitely, this brings it full circle for me. You know, I remember when I was first elected in 2006 and 2007 to the school board, when we were talking about areas that needed new campuses or new buildings, and Oran Roberts was one of the names that came up, and I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys were able to get a new school. And then in 2008, when I asked you guys to support the bond program that was going to provide the monies to build this campus, I want to thank the parents for voting and supporting the bond program. And then we know we've been through a lot to get this school built, and when I asked you to come and fight for your neighborhood and fight for your school, you guys responded and you guys said this is what we want for our children. So I want to thank you for that. And making sure that we did get this complete. I see a lot of you in the audience today, so thank you for that. And that's why it's important to make sure you're engaged in local politics, because these are the kind of things that you can bring to your community, a growing community. And my message is to the parents. I mean, you have a wonderful brand new school here, and you know what? The school's not going to teach our kids. You guys need to be engaged. You guys need to be working with the teachers, with the parents, making sure your kids are here every day learning so they can have the best education possible. And then the staff, you know, embrace. You have Jubilee Park here who will do anything for you guys. I've worked with them for years, and they're here to support you, so make sure you take advantage of that. Again, parents, make sure that your kids are here every day. The students, you can do whatever you want to do. You just have to make sure you have the best education possible, and you can do it. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you so much for inviting me to participate in this wonderful occasion. I want to take you back over 100 years ago, an occasion very similar to this, public officials, parents, students, dedicating the original O.M. Roberts grade school. It's got a rich and wonderful history. First came World War I, and some of the O.M. Roberts students who had matriculated through high school were drafted and went overseas into the big war. After that war was concluded, across the street, Ford Motor Company built a big plant and started manufacturing automobiles. A couple of years later, in 1936, the State Fair of Texas expanded, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the state of Texas. And so that occurred in the community, and then tragically we had World War II. And some of the sons and daughters of O.M. Roberts were enlisted for service in that. And when it was over, instead of building tanks across the street, O.M. Roberts built the Ford Motor Company manufactured cars, and they had a label in the back, made in Texas by Texans. Unfortunately, Ford Motor shut the plant down. And when that occurred, there was rank unemployment. And from that point forward, for the next 4 decades, there was significant distress and deterioration in the neighborhood. Well, it was in that context in the late 1990s that Jubilee entered the community. Celebrating the 50th anniversary of St. Michael's Church, wanted to do more than build a bell tower, but provide something much more substantive, hopefully in a small way changing human lives. But there were problems in the community. Extremely high crime rate. 25% of the lots were unoccupied. And the school, in a convocation of all DISD principals, was informed that it was the worst performing elementary school in DISD. They had 5 principals in a 6-year time period. So in that context, we went to the school district and asked if we could help and form a partnership. And it's been a wonderful exercise because we've provided early Head Start and Head Start schools, after school training and tutoring, as well as tutors in the school. But that wasn't enough, because O.M. Roberts in the late 1990s and early 2000s was an old and deteriorating school. And let me just read a few of the things that Zulema Ortiz, your predecessor, and I talked about and that we had to deal with. Backed up sewer in the cafeteria that oozed out over the halls into part of the cafeteria. A large, ugly transformer plopped right in the front of the building, mold on the walls, leaking roofs. Teachers had to bring cloths and paper to shield the windows because of the north wind coming in and affecting their little kids. Well, a bond program was passed to do remedial work. They put in a new air conditioning system and some other things, but it was throwing good money after bad, because in one tragic situation, the roof fell in after they produced this new air conditioning system. And I got a call one day from Zalima, who asked me to come to the school, and we got a young student out, and I held a thermometer in front of that student, and it was 92 degrees. That was the temperature in the remodeled O.M. Roberts. So the time had come to retire O.M. Roberts and build a new one, and thanks to the public officials here, we're blessed with this new facility. Well, the average life expectancy of students when you had that original dedication was 54 years. Today, the young people that are entering O.M. Roberts should live at least to 90 to 100 years of age. Here is my hope and dream 50 years from now, that O.M. Roberts will be one of the best public schools in the entire nation, that the community, O.M. Roberts, and the parents will work together hand in glove so that every single child that goes to this school excels, is ready for the world of work when they graduate from high school or goes to college, and they complete college and they become doctors and lawyers and technicians and manufacturing and service personnel and so forth. But more importantly, I hope that the O.M. Roberts graduates learn the most important thing, and that is the community, giving back. So not only do they engage in their own careers, but they help give back. And I'd like to now repeat what I said at the groundbreaking. The strength of a nation does not depend on the size of its armies or the wealth in its banks, but rather the education and the character of its citizens. They are its true strength, its ultimate value, and the greatest hope for the future. I wish O.M. Roberts the very best. And you, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Humann. Thank you, Councilman Madrano. Very inspiring words. I wanted to ask some of the original Roberts teachers to please stand up, the ones that came back and were ready to rock and roll this new school year. Come on, Dr. Jensen. It's our original Roberts teachers that waited and went through the demolition and came back to make sure that we're educating scholars for college and beyond. Thank you. Now, this event is a great opportunity for our scholars to shine. I appreciate our teachers who have shared their expertise to help our scholars develop their gifts and talents. I hear them back there, they're getting ready. To show you what I mean, the O.M. Roberts Tiger Choir will now perform under the direction of Robert MAGEE. Please welcome them.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make kind of love. It's time that I realize that there's someone with a home, and I think it's alone. Could it be really me pretending that there's not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow each other on the wind, you see, 'cause they got nowhere to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to change his ways. Better change. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. When you close your heart and close your mind. With the man in the mirror, oh yeah, I'm asking him to change his ways. Better change. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. Na 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 na. Oh yeah. Na 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 na.
Thank you, Mr. McGee. Let's give him another hand. They did a very good job. The reason they chose that song, okay, scholars? The reason they chose that song was because they wanted to sing something inspiring, something about purpose and intentionality. The reason why we want to become better human beings every day. And coming to this building, our goal is to make them grow, not only as scholars academically, but also as individuals. Now we're going to give them a few minutes until they can put their risers back because we have another performance for you. Now I wanted to refer you to our brochure. It is in the tables outside. Please make sure you get one on your way out. It will give you information about our school, different programs we have available for our parents and our scholars, information about Governor Roberts, and also our school vision and mission statements. And our little motto that we go after high school. Let's after high school? Yes, that's our little motto. Now we have another speaker because preparing students for the future means grooming them for leadership. With that in mind, we've called on one of our students, Briseidi Cano, to make a brief presentation as part of today's celebration. Let's give her a great Roberts welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Briseidi Cano and I am a 5th grade student at Oran M. Roberts Elementary. I had called Oran Roberts my school since I was 4 years old. You might wonder what my goals and dreams are. I want to have a better future and become someone special, important, someone that can make the world a better place by helping others. I would love to be a lawyer one day, but I know we should work hard if we want our dreams to come true. All of you might think let you know how long I had been at Owen Roberts. I had been at Roberts for 5 years. Well, 7 exactly, because we all went to Matt Elementary waiting for the new building to be built. Owen Roberts was a nice school, but there were some things that needed to be fixed. You might be curious to know about the old building. Well, I'll tell you that it's a tall brown building made of bricks with 3 floors. The gym and cafeteria were downstairs. We had a very small library, and our classrooms were very small too. Even though it was a little bit old, it was full of tiger spirit because we all worked very hard. I remember the last day of school in our old building. It was a sad goodbye when we released balloons to the air to celebrate and remember our old Owen Roberts. After the school was demolished, we had to take a bus and attend Matt Elementary for 2 years. You would see our new school being built when driving down the street. It looked like it was going to be a big building. I remember being excited just to think about all the teachers that were going to be there to help us succeed. Now in 5th grade, the day finally came when we first entered our brand new school. I will never forget looking at the spacious hallways and classrooms. I even made new friends that didn't used to come to our school before. One of my favorite places is our new library, full of new books. It even has word searches on the glass. Also, we have many computers in our classrooms. My new school represents more and bigger opportunities for me because I am sure I will go to college. I'm learning new things and sometimes even faster than before. I am happy to be in a school where everything is new and we get to do it all for the first time. Now together we are bringing our tiger spirit back and spreading it into every corner of our new home. Thank you to everyone who helped build our new school. I am sure the new Owen Roberts is helping make all my dreams come true because we must never forget that the children of today will be the professionals of tomorrow. Thank you.
Great job, Briseidi. Watch out, Councilman Madrano. We may just be grooming the next council representative right here at Owen Roberts. Give her another round of applause. Good job. It's not every day that you have the privilege to welcome the family of the person for whom your school is named after. Today, I'm pleased that the family of Mr. Owen Roberts is in attendance. We want to honor the family in a special way. My art teacher, Mr. William Pope, and some of his students are here to help. We have a memento of this occasion that we'd like to present to Mr. Mark Roberts. Before you come on stage, please stand with other family members so that we can recognize all of you. Please come on stage and accept this framed photo of the new Owen Roberts Elementary, signed by our scholars and faculty.
Well, from the Tiger Choir and all this, tough act to follow. But anyway, Principal Padro, Superintendent Miles, Councilman Madrano, Trustee Solis, city officials, special invited guests, friends of the school, parents and students, my beautiful wife, Tammy, thank you for allowing me to be with you today. It is indeed a tremendous honor for me personally, especially as the great-great-grandson of Governor Oran Milo Roberts, to represent the entire Roberts family lineage. What a great day the Lord has really blessed us and bestowed upon us here. My family is very proud of Governor Oran Milo Roberts and his legacy, and it's very appropriate that he's honored here today with the dedication of this fine new educational facility. I think and I know in my heart he would be very deeply humbled and honored by this recognition. He was a true servant like these gentlemen that I've had the pleasure to sit on the front row with. He has dedicated himself to education and teaching and the same character and traits that y'all have. You could say that education was his calling, and he was an early proponent in the state of Texas of public education. He, like many teachers since, embraced the servant's role. His stamp is everywhere in this great state from that. When he was elected governor, there was no University of Texas, and he got it done. He recognized that the state needed a fine educational foundation and facility, and the same as what Councilman Madrano did when he was elected to the Independent School District, and Superintendent Miles and the people here. They had vision, they had foresight, and that's what Governor Roberts had. And he was very instrumental in that. And after completing his second term as governor, he served as a law professor at the University of Texas until he retired right before he passed away. But before governor, he served many years as a practicing lawyer. Actually taught school, set up a college, a law college in St. Augustine, and was a judge at all different levels, from circuit judge, district judge, Supreme Court, and then ultimately Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Aside from his great life achievements, his real work and far-reaching influence only began when he responded to that higher and noble calling of a professor. Blessed are those who had the great fortune to come within his influence, and blessed were those who could appreciate the great brotherhood and fellowship which emanated from him and seemed to radiate through and into all that he sought to instruct. Just as teachers that I've had, and teachers that each one of you have had, and the young students here will have, there's people in your life that impact and influence your life. And some of the greatest ones in my life, other than my parents, were my teachers. And that's the great thing that we have here. His methods were all his own, just as the great teachers are, but his illustrations were so apt and simple, yet so forceful that a class could not fail to understand the most complicated questions. That's a great teacher. My great-great-grandfather was a wonderful teacher, and in my strong belief that he was a remarkable man, and the history that his legacy and his history is one of the most extraordinary careers by a Texan. I'd like to close in quoting an address that I copied out of the old Alcalde magazine, which is the monthly publication for the Texas Ex students. That was in 1924 commencement of the law school. And I think it's pertinent today to this dedication ceremony in his honor, to the magnitude of what teaching and what great teachers and great leaders, both from the school board level and from the principal and from the faculty here, what it does. But this is a 1924 commencement that was given by one of his law graduates, Oran M. Roberts, judge, patriot, statesman, author, and teacher. We will never see his likes again. All honor to you, our dear old Alcalde, our most honored and beloved instructor, with the remnants of your last class gathered here today, with a love like that of sons to a father, and with reverence to your memory, rededicate ourselves to the principles which you taught us, and to the institution whose very existence is so largely due to your efforts and foresight. Just as we are here today, it's history's repeating itself, and the students from this elementary school will become the future leaders, our superintendents, our councilmen, our doctors, our lawyers, they're our core, they're our foundation, and they're our footprint that we need to cherish and protect so dearly. I know he'd be extremely proud of the students here and those that have gone through this fine school the last 105 years that it's been here. It's been tremendous privilege and honor for me of keeping his dream of education and his vision alive, and I thank you so much for the courtesy and the generosity and the hospitality that has been given to the Roberts family, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you all very much.
Thanks again, Mark Roberts, you and your family for being here to make this day extra special. We hope you will come again so that future scholars can learn more about your esteemed family member, AKA the old alcalde. 3 new schools opened this year. We happen to think our building is the best, but now we want to invite someone forward who can share some of the features that make our school so special. Mr. Larry Zerby is the Director of Design for Dallas ISD Construction, and he works with architects, construction companies, and other entities to ensure that each project looks as great as ours and that all construction meets Dallas ISD standards. Please welcome Mr. Larry Zerby.
Thank you very much. It's a beautiful new facility. It takes a lot of people to build a facility like this, so I'd like to have them stand and be recognized as I read their names. First of all, any members of the Bond Advisory Committee, Mr. Bob Marshall is the chairman of the committee. The District 8 committee chairman person is Alexis Martinez. I'd like to recognize DISD staff members that have had a lot to do with the building of the building. Our Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Wanda Paul. Our Bond Program Executive Director, Mr. Ed Levine. Our Bond Project Manager, Mr. Rick Martin. Rick, stand up and wave at him. Our program management firm is Jacobs, Mr. Avi Nagudkar, and Mr. Joe Flores. Joe. Our architect, NR2, Mr. Mike Nelson, and Mr. Rob McLean. Our general contractor, Ratcliffe Construction, Mr. Chris Malone is here this evening. Also, would like to give a thanks to the DISD maintenance staff under Mr. Willie Burrows, the DISD real estate staff under Mr. Orlando Alameda, and the HVAC department under Robin Rose LaSalle for all their assistance. I also want to thank the DISD Communications, Ms. LaWanna Porter and Lacey Kuhn for doing such a great job of organizing this event. The O.M. Roberts Elementary School is a $16.4 million facility. It's 2 stories, 98,000 square feet, sits on a total campus of 6.4 acres. It services 810 students with grades pre-K through 5. We have 39 classrooms, a science lab, a computer lab. We have computer connectivity throughout this building. We have this multi-purpose room, which is beautiful. It serves as the auditorium and also many other functions. Fine art spaces, music and art room, the gymnasium, administrative space, a media center, a cafeteria, outdoor play and athletic areas, and a beautiful learning garden for the students and the community. The O.M. Roberts Elementary School is a beautifully designed new facility with a long history, represented by, I know many of you have seen this portal out here in your plaza that replicates the entrance of your old school. And as you arrive here, you can imagine the number of students have gone through that portal throughout history. The historical significance of the school is also portrayed in the murals that you see in the wall out here. This building was designed in accordance with the Texas Collaborative for High Performance Schools, CHIPS, for energy efficiency and sustainability. Those features include the geothermal heating and cooling system, which really saves a lot on our heating and cooling, highly reflective roofing, use of natural daylight throughout with large glass areas, energy efficient lighting systems, insulated windows, recycled materials in the flooring, carpeting, plastics, and many other materials, and then landscaping to preserve the water resources. As you walk through the corridors, please pay close attention to the murals that show a lot of those energy efficient features of the building. Construction Services is very proud of this new school, and we look forward to many years of service. Congratulations on your new school, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Zerby, to the architects, construction team, and everyone who had a hand in building this school. Thank you for lending your talent to this project. We have enjoyed every minute in our new home and are utilizing it to the fullest. Now, speaking of talent, we have a final group of gifted scholars who want to share their talent with you. Please help me give a warm welcome to the O.M. Roberts dance team, directed by ADRIANA RENDON and RENEEL Woods.
They said you wouldn't make it so far out now, and ever since they said it, it's been hard. But never mind the night you had to cry, 'cause you had never let it go inside. You worked real hard, and you know exactly what you want and need, so believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul and say, I can, I believe, I will, I believe, I know my dreams are real. Oh yeah, I believe, oh yeah, I believe, I know. That's why your goals are just a thing in your soul. And you know that your moves will let them show. You keep creating pictures in your mind, so just believe they will come true in time. It will be fine. Leave all of your cares and stress behind. Just let go. Let it go inside. Pain, just start to believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, all of the dreams are real. I believe, I believe, I never mind what people say. Hold my head and turn away with all my hopes and dreams. I will believe, even though it seems it's not for me. I won't give up. I'll keep it high, looking to the sky. I will achieve all my needs. I will always believe.
To all of our participants, greeters, JROTC student leaders, music and art students, you have made this day one to remember, and you have made me very, very proud. As we close the day, let's give all of our student performers and their teachers another round of applause, please. The programs that our students prepared for tonight were around being aspirational, which is one of our core values of our schools. We want them to dream and dream big because we will be with them every step of the way, along with parents and school staff. We will make sure they are successful. That's what we're here for. Once again, thank you to our district and community leaders, friends and partners for all your support. We couldn't do it without you. So please come again, come often, and get to know us.